Okay, so first of all, if anyone wants a transcript of this speech with references to any data, I can email it to you afterwards, so just come touch base with me later. There is an ancient Sanskrit text from around 1500 BC that reads, "Upon this handful of soil, our survival depends. Husband it, and it will grow our food, our fuel, and our shelter, and surround us with beauty. Abuse it, and the soil will collapse and die, taking humanity with it." Soil is a living system full of more microorganisms than we can even count, let alone identify, that transform materials they encounter into food for our plants. What matters is not the pounds of food that we eat, but the nutritional value of that food. We need healthy, living soil to grow nutrient-dense food. We are completely obliterating all of the micro and macroorganisms in the soil that support our plants by relentlessly dousing them with toxic chemicals. We are what we eat. Our plants are deprived, our food is deprived, and therefore we are deprived. When natural vegetation is cleared to make way for monoculture crops, the exposed topsoil is blown away by wind or washed away by rain. Brazil, for example, loses 55 million tons of topsoil every year from erosion due to soy production. The remaining land that is devoid of all life is no longer able to absorb water, causing mass flooding followed by drought. These deforested areas then become eroded and eventually desertified. Soil carried off in rain or irrigation water leads to sedimentation of rivers, lakes, and coastal areas, which causes serious damage to freshwater and marine habitats. Additionally, all of the chemicals carried in rainwater and irrigation runoff pollutes waterways and further harms wildlife. Soil is created from interactions within ecosystems. It cannot be created en masse. You have to partner with an ecosystem. Traditionally, once industrialized agriculture has completely degraded the land and left it almost useless, they just move on and cut down more ecosystems. But we're running out of those. The UN estimates that 6 million hectares of new farmland will be needed every year to feed our growing population. However, 12 million hectares are lost every year through degradation. Not only is agribusiness destroying our soil, but they are also destroying our ability to create more. This is what topples civilizations. War and disease may kill large numbers of people, but in most cases the population recovers. Lose the soil and everything goes with it. Over the last 50 years, 75% of the planet has been destroyed, and it could take as little as 10 to wipe out the rest. We do not have time to mess around here, so you need to take this very, very seriously. We are headed for a major crisis. Dead soils, disappearing waters, a totally chaotic climate, and potentially no seeds. It is a recipe not just for disaster, but for human extinction. These things are all connected, so we need to be cognizant not only of protecting our ecosystems, but also our water usage, our land usage, and our carbon footprints. Otherwise, what's the point? You can't grow food without soil or water, whether it's organic, non-GMO, or not. The UN Water Agency mentions that based on business as usual, 3.5 planet Earths would be needed to sustain a global population achieving the current lifestyle of the average European and North American. It is absolutely imperative that we start doing more with less and protecting our planet. We need to start making better decisions now, or we will be forced into making them much sooner than we would like. So what can you all do besides researching permaculture, building a diverse ecosystem in your yard, and growing your own organic food or buying it local? All of which I would highly recommend. Well, since we are speaking candidly right now about our diets, it behooves me to mention that worldwide, 50% or more of the monocrop grain being grown that is devastating our planet is fed to livestock. Humans eat 21 billion pounds of food each day, while cows eat 135 billion. If you are concerned about the devastation that industrial agriculture is causing, you cannot ignore the fact that up to 91% of Amazon deforestation is the direct result of meat and dairy industries grazing animals and growing feed for their livestock. If you care about starving children, then you should know that 82% of them live in countries where food is fed to animals and the animals are eaten by Western countries. If you are concerned about climate change and the fact that we are running out of water, then you should know that humans drink 5.2 billion gallons of water daily, while cows drink 45 billion gallons daily. If you are concerned about overpopulation and food scarcity, then you should know that on 1.5 acres, you can produce 37,000 pounds of plant-based food, while only 375 pounds of meat. We are headed in the right direction here, but we need to keep walking. Today, ignorance is a choice, and it is a deadly one if you choose to remain selfishly in the dark. Once you know better, you are ethically required to do better. Every single one of you votes with every dollar you spend. So what do you vote for? I vote for compassion and integrity. I vote for human survival by eating organic, non-GMO, and vegan.